What type of Genshin Impact player are you? Let's find out. Starting right off, we have the Whale. This player has every single character Genshin has ever dropped, including all their constellations. In fact, the only thing they keep up with are the characters, and you'll probably catch them lacking with pretty bad artifacts. The Whale also usually has the most expensive gaming PC and the fastest browser. Speaking of browser, how do you get that animated wallpaper?
You mean this wallpaper? It's actually available on Opera GX. Just click on the Easy Setup tool and choose your custom wallpaper. If you want my wallpaper, just click on Animated and then click on Hutao. Don't forget to customize the browser to your liking. You can also connect different accounts to Opera GX. By connecting my Twitch account, I can access my favorite streamer in an instant. And let's say you want to multitask. Just click on the Video Pop-Out tool and bring the video to any site that you want. Drag the edges to resize the video. The sidebar also lets you connect other social media accounts like Discord and Twitter. And of course, you can't forget the background music. Just log into your favorite music streaming service and play music directly from your sidebar. I know, your time is precious, which is exactly why you can import settings using the Quick Import tool. Here's how. Go to Settings, Synchronization, and then click Import. If you like what you see, consider downloading Opera GX for free using the link below.
The next type of player is called the Thief. This player always strikes when opportunity presents itself, such as dying in a multiplayer domain. When you're distracted, this player will usually go ahead and help themselves to anything in your world. If you run into this player, you might want to consider kicking them out if you catch them in the act. Next up, we have the Fisherman. This player is probably new and trying to get a good weapon for Raiden Shogun or Zhangling. They'll join players' worlds and try to catch Reime angelfish, pufferfish, and more. They're very polite, but if you let them in, they probably aren't leaving until all your fish are caught. This next player is very rare, known as the free-to-play. Many of them are day one players, and they all have one thing in common: determination. They refuse to spend any money on the game. Now that doesn't mean they have weak characters and accounts. In fact, most of these players do more damage than whales. Another group of players are known as the tryhards. These players are usually dolphins who don't spend that much money on the game, but always make sure to get the best characters and weapons. You can find these players in the Spiral Abyss, trying to get that challenging 12-star clear. But be careful approaching the tryhards. They usually don't respect players who don't follow the current meta. And of course, we also have the opposite of the tryhards, the casuals. These players only play their favorite characters and couldn't care less about the Spiral Abyss or using up all their resin every day. You'll usually find these players goofing off with friends, such as attempting an Amber Boss Rush. This type of player is very friendly, so don't hesitate to approach them. Next up are the Potato PC gamers. These players love the game so much that they play it even though their computers can't handle it. Because they have such low FPS, these players are usually pretty bad at the game, but you have to commend their spirit for not giving up. Unlike the Potato PC gamers, the next group of players are about to give up on the game very soon. These players, known as the bored veterans, are slowly losing their love for Genshin. You'll usually find that these players log in only a few times each month, and their resin is always full. Because they've been playing the game for so long, they usually have all the characters they want, and the lack of a challenge or slow updates makes them very bored. If you know this player, make sure to say goodbye quick, because soon they'll be moving on to greener pastures. Next up, we have the teapot painting collectors. These players always have a lot of silver coins, but even though they're very rich, their houses are usually pretty empty. That's because they treat their house as merely a storage unit for paintings. You'll find that these players have hundreds of paintings stored throughout their house. For what purpose? Nobody seems to know. We also can't forget the completionists. These very dedicated players aren't satisfied until they unlock every single chest in Genshin Impact, listen to every line of dialogue, and complete every achievement. Because these players have spent so much time catching fish, they're extremely patient. In my opinion, these players love the game a little too much, similar to the completionists. We also have the simps. But unlike their counterpart, These players only love the game because of the great character design. These players play the game with their favorite characters, no matter how bad they may be. You have to respect their tenacity, because not all characters are built the same. Next up, we have the co-op players. These players have no ulterior motives when joining your world, like taking your resources or fishing. They're simply bored and want to help out a fellow player. These players usually have a lot of friends, and most of them are around AR 55 or higher. If you ever need help beating a boss or completing a domain, these players have your back. Finally, we have the Summon Demon. This player is a regular Genshin player, except that they seem to be addicted to summoning for characters and weapons. Whenever they get 160 Primogems, they immediately do a single summon. Because of their habit, these players are rarely able to save for their favorite character. If you're this type of player, try converting your Primogems to Fates and making sure to never open the wish menu. Using these two tricks, I've been able to save a bunch of summons.